Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is the Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, April the 16th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters, and at least there's one thing I can say about the weather. It has settled down somewhat after a rather stormy Friday. At least maybe you could use the excuse, if you didn't do your taxes, that the weather ate it. Oh, I don't know. That won't work, I'm sure. Let's get right to the Skycam imagery this morning. And there's a look at Trussville, and we can see beautiful sunrise as the sun is getting ready to peek up over the hill there just to the left of center. We got a few, looks like, can't tell if that's cirrostratus or if it's some altostratus or altocumulus type clouds. But anyway, we have a few clouds at Guin. And then a beautiful sunrise, but we're looking off to the west as we look out over the Tombigbee River at Demopolis, and certainly flowing pretty full after a good deal of rain yesterday. The low pressure system this morning at the surface is up into the vicinity of Chicago and Lake Michigan, headed off to the northeast. And in the upper atmosphere, that trough that brought that storm system our way is moving through the southeastern U.S. this morning. So as it does, we're going to see some beautiful weather for this particular weekend. Rather chilly in the Rockies and just to the east of the Rockies in the Central Plains, with a lot of 20-degree values, all that blue area you see there. Still very warm over the southeastern U.S. and into the Carolinas, where there's still a risk of severe weather for today. Across central Alabama, we're generally around the 50-degree mark, range from 50 at Tuscaloosa to about 54 at Anniston, although a couple of spots I notice getting down into the mid-40s. On the watch warning map, as you might expect, there's a great deal of advisories to the east of that storm system. So, and we've got a couple of watches in effect out ahead of that squall line as well. On the QPF map, it looks like much of this is the rain that fell, some of the rain that fell last night, because it actually goes from 0Z, so this is actually a few hours old. And so much of the rain that we're expecting over the coming week is going to be pretty scattered and I think fairly light. Again, we have a moderate risk of severe in coastal North Carolina, part of South Carolina, and just a nudging into Virginia there. Surrounding that is a slight risk that extends from about Jacksonville all the way up to the Washington, D.C. area and the Baltimore area. All right, let's take a look at the 06Z GFS model run. And there goes our surface low up through the Great Lakes, and of course providing severe weather threat for coastal Carolina area. On the upper air map for Sunday, that trough just heads on out, and with the closed low. And we actually don't stay in a northwesterly flow very long, but we stay in becoming a little bit more zonal. But with surface high, we should have just an absolutely beautiful day today and tomorrow across the southeastern U.S. The flow goes pretty much zonal, but we're watching that next system that is coming in on the northwestern U.S. coast. And that system digs into the Rockies and comes into about the Texas Panhandle on Tuesday. And what that will do is essentially bring a surface or form a surface low that will, with the high moving off to the east, will help to increase moisture. I think Tuesday was going to be dry around here, but brings moisture back into the area as we come under a southerly flow. So we'll warm up very nicely. After a couple of days in the 70s, we should warm up into and near the 80-degree mark, maybe even the upper 80s. That trough kind of congeals, but with the strength of the ridge over the Gulf and the southwest Atlantic. It doesn't make much progress to the southeast, so we get a bit of a glancing blow, and what that means is that the front will probably drag into the area but be relatively weak, but it will be a focus starting Wednesday for the possibility of scattered showers each day. We see the front pretty much drags into the area on Thursday, so once again, scattered showers are a possibility. As long as we stay under the zonal flow aloft, as we see on Thursday, then that front's going to stay in the area, and we're not going to see much of a change. So another chance for scattered showers on Thursday, Friday and Saturday, as the front stays in the area. So not a great deal of likelihood of showers, but at least some possibility. And then as we get into Sunday, it looks like we will see some enhancements, and maybe next weekend's not going to be as good as this weekend going on. Going out into Voodoo Country, we see another trough on the eastern part of the country, so it looks like maybe towards the end of April we may see a little bit of a cool down. And as we head into the 1st of May, wow, look at the power of that ridge, or look at the size of that ridge as it builds up between the two troughs, one in the Atlantic and one over the northwestern United States. I don't know. It's we'll see. This is Voodoo Country. Remember that. Well, thanks for tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. Expect to be back with the next one first thing tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Saturday. And keep in mind, if you've had damage, make sure that those damage reports get in and document it with pictures. We really appreciate that. Hope that you have a great day, and Godspeed.
Each day there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.